Today I spent 24 hours with 3 of the best golf coaches on the PGA Tour. I'm currently at a 9.7 handicap on the road to scratch, but there are still clear weaknesses in my game. So first we're visiting Data Dalquist to fix swing mechanics that you may also be experiencing and also get help with our driver. Then James O will uncover gold for us around the short game that will surely help you score better.
Oh, it's past it, let's go!
And finally, Josh Loya will show you how the pros get treated, but also fix an injury that's been keeping me off the golf course. So with that, let's go!
What is like, when it's out here versus in here, what is like the problem for that?
Well, if the butt end of the club's too far back here,
okay,
I can't make contact. So my body starts to lunge forward and up to make contact. That's what you're doing. If the club, the further the butt end of the club gets further this way, I mean, you can go too far, right? So this would be like handle drag, but getting this further up here allows me to have proper angle of attack too.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, take your setup.
Yeah, I guess the problem I've had or feel like is like when I'm here, I don't have enough time, I guess, to close. Like,
no, it'll be more close. It's close enough.
Okay. Okay.
And it actually will work. This is what's interesting. The more that this is here, it's going to be actually more closed. So I don't need to close it more. What's that ball going to do? It's going to go over there. So the wrist angle from here, when it lets out, actually goes faster into extension afterwards. Okay, so go to the top, just normal backswing. Okay, so your pressure goes into the ball of the foot, right? It's right there. Okay, now bring the handle, just let the handle come to my hands for a minute. There, okay, so that face is fine, right? Pressure's left, there's space between your left arm, the trail elbow is facing me. So it's kind of externally rotated.
Like this?
Just this way. So the order is weight goes left, arm disassociates. Good. And you're just going to chip it once you do that. So go to the top, pressure goes left, now disassociate. There you go. Now see how you made good contact?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no lunge to that.
Yeah.
Right? That's phase 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Now as soon as you do that and you feel that get here and you hit the ball, then just let your knees come together.
Taking my whole
This will
body
get rid of your tilt back. So what happens if the left arm, for this pattern, that's why it's a different pattern. So if the left arm stays on the chest, okay, you have to be able to side bend to lower the hands. Problem is that then you have to hyper rotate to hit the golf ball. Otherwise you're just hitting it right.
Yeah.
It's a little dicey. So this is more here, then it works a little bit more around. Then you have a better distribution of side bend rotation. Good. Now land left and disassociate. Good job. Ball drew, right?
Yeah.
Yep, do that again.
I think I've been turning my this wrong when I'm coming in. But
you're going like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start hedge clipping. You're like this. Okay. Sick.
Okay, I get it.
No, you need to go look at that. I got like 4 of them. They're all kind of in the right realm.
Okay, this makes way more sense why I'm not closing the face, because this was always not doing this motion versus I was doing.
You're
like,
rotating.
Yeah, I was like doing it this motion.
Why? So if you think about it, you're going this way with your body.
Yeah.
Then you're rotating the face to close it.
Yeah.
Because this is going back.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good. So you're lunging the body forward and going like this to not hit the ground. So here's you. So this is kind of the formula.
Yeah.
So if you look at Tiger, goes to the top, pressure is the first thing that lands left, right? So he clearly loaded, slightly right, but centered. Pressure lands left. He did it more than most. Okay. Then as he comes down, see his right elbow's under his left?
Yep.
Right elbow under the left. Weight's still going forward, but not his head, so his head's not lunging with it.
Yeah.
But that's releasing, right?
Okay, so this dissociation basically brings things forward without the head, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a function of release, if you want to think of it.
Okay.
Like for me to crack the whip, I can't just keep it loaded for eternity and keep this loaded for eternity. It's got to line up. Otherwise, you don't have speed.
Yeah.
What's funny is like you have a ton of speed. Like this is not a speed conversation. This is a contact conversation.
Yeah.
Now for you, like you go to the top. So let's just say your head stays here. It might go forward a little bit, but let's just say it stays there. Then as you transfer your weight left, you're bringing your arms down and disassociating the left arm.
Yeah.
So see how the butt end of the club, and this starts to line up.
Yes.
So you weren't like thinking gunning your hips or anything. You're just transferring pressure in a horizontal force.
Yeah.
Okay, because you have plenty of rotation.
Yeah.
Now, some people need to feel rotation. You don't need to feel that. So then as you come down, see how the handle, look, the face is already facing the, see that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's forward.
Yes.
Head stayed back through the ball. Then from here, then your pelvis will extend as your head stays back. And what's funny, because where you started, it was like learning to remove dynamic loft.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're kind of doing that to the maximum degree. So like at some point, this becomes a discussion. Because you're not going to hit a forehand like that.
Yeah.
Right? You would hit a forehand like this. See, he has flexion, but then it heads to extension. See how it stops?
Yeah.
So his wrist actually goes boom that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have supination, but it goes boom and then it starts to go that way. Right? Driver level kick extension much quicker.
Okay.
But that looks pretty good. See, the head's back and then just kick more hip extension
Yeah.
as you learn to do this.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks good though.
Yeah, that looks better than what I was doing.
Yeah.
All right, let me try it. I don't know.
So like when you disassociate, push back, you're pushing that way. Off the left, keep going. Boom. Keep pushing your hips underneath you. Up, forward, that way. So see this pressure that you created here is pushing your head backwards.
I see.
That's what launches the ball.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're like this, in flexion the whole time. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I see.
That's better.
And
So the only two things you have to do, okay, that are actionable is when pressure hits your lead side, disassociate so the arms come down and create a vertical that pushes you backwards, which creates your hip extension. Don't think rotate, think push back. Way better. Keep pushing back so your head keeps going backwards.
Okay.
That looks nice. Now your ball's going right because you keep playing the ball too far back. So if you think about this, okay, this is like Morad 101. That ball from like 0, this is 0. So that ball's back quite a bit from 0. So we kind of want to play, you have a 7-iron there?
8.
8? Okay. Play that ball closer to maybe your left ear, like a little bit more forward. That would get the face less to the right. Mm-hmm. So incrementally that face, when it's square, is going to get more here. So you just play the ball too far back. Okay. Now, get rid of the red line. So now you make your backswing. Keep it simple.
Yep.
Go back, pressure lands left. Okay. You're already rotating your hips, so you don't have to think about that.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get the left arm to fire down with the right arm external faster. It's already getting there.
Yeah.
Closer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're already forward.
Yeah.
So that force has to push back. Head stayed back. Like that looks pretty good to me, right?
Are you saying, should I push back while I'm dissociating? Is that what you're saying?
And not rotate.
So then it could kind of go, instead of like here, it's like this.
Yeah, yeah. So like, here's the issue that you have. Because you were such a good, like, move everything forward so much and lunge and turn, you can't get that to happen. So you have to feel like you're not really turning. You got to feel like you're extending, like pushing out of the ground and back. Because you look at that, like that's pretty darn good at the impact interval.
Yeah.
Like this is stretching out, right? You can see that. But the hips have to keep extending. See, that's stretched out pretty good. That's what it should do.
Yeah.
And then this will start releasing and recocking as the club gets longer. But this has to like release and this has to tuck.
It has to go back.
Yeah. And it's trending. I mean, look at that. That looks way better. Huh. Wow, you broke the window there. Went dead straight. Good. Pressure. Good. Dissociate. Good. Now push. Hold. Keep your tilt. Hip extension. More. Push your butt forward.
Ooh.
there. So yeah, this arm is on this line, that line.
Yeah.
Okay. This is your practice station.
Yeah.
So you have 40 degrees here of that yellow line, target line, and then this line.
Yeah.
Okay. That ball is going to go that way. Scotty Scheffler has a lot of lateral force and a lot of extension.
Yeah.
Why? Because his golf swing goes a little in, out on the downswing, like in his transition. Then for him not to hit a wipe, he creates a lot of lateral and then side bend extension. So he's like this way to zero it out.
Yeah.
And he's exceptional with it. What you're doing though for you is everything looks really good, and then you go, I got to make contact, throw yourself into flexion. So now I'm bent over, and then hands go left, and then you hit like one of those, like a low
left, right.
pull cut.
Got it.
So we want to get that out of there.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Like you get it and then it kind of creeps back on you. The best way to do this is at home, like put your head on a wall. And if I go like this, where's my head go? Off the wall.
Yeah.
Right? So the head's on the wall. So as I go to the top and my pressure goes left, the further this goes left, I see my right hip gets lower.
Yeah.
It's not up like this.
Yep.
Then I'm pushing into extension, keeping my head on the wall. Push into extension.
Like this.
Like that. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Now get your knees together. There you go. Now this is back and that's forward.
Like that.
Yeah.
And
So this whole like theory of early extension is like, okay, well, bro, you're in flexion rotation. You don't have any.
So I go here and basically dissociate, and then
Here.
Yeah.
Now push.
And then
There you go. And then this gets thrown, wham, and then you're there.
okay, like up and back, or up and that way.
Yeah.
Like push.
Push away from
Like
there.
that.
You go.
Okay. Can I try that again?
Yeah. Nailed it. If you look at Adam Scott, okay.
Is that why it's coming out too much?
Yeah, 100%. That's why you don't have enough. You need to use lateral. So here's Adam. Everybody's seen this. So what's the difference here and you?
He's more open.
What's more open? He's more flexed in his knees, right? He's more banked on the ground,
Oh yes.
right? Now, if you look at that, does he look really open here with his rib cage?
No.
Not really. But that's coming down,
Yeah.
right? This is already kind of pushed up and spun left. So you from here, you're rotating really, really early, right? And then pushing that way. So you got to get your arms down here and then push up. And this is better, by the way. And see how the club's more down the line.
So maybe just keep my lower body super quiet until at least like down here, and then just.
I would, but I'd create more lateral force because you're just pushing up. I'd create more. That's why I say get everything more forward this way on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, don't just push up immediately. Like, that's kind of what you're doing. You're turning and pushing up. You need to create more of a lateral force towards the left. You like staying on your right foot.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh no.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna get your left wrist working now because you're still like holding it.
Holding
Okay.
it.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
You got your weight forward, then you held the face.
Got it.
Okay. So go ahead and come down to P6. Good. So that's all fine. Okay. Now, if you do this to eternity, where's the face going?
It's open.
Yeah. And the handle's too high. So where's the face going?
Oh yeah. That way.
Yeah. So I want you, when you get here and you push to extension, okay, you're going to let this go. You're going to feel like it goes that way.
So it's like this, and then I just like let it go.
Yep. Let it go. Okay. It's going to go boom and probably feel like it's more there. Bingo. See how that's not as far right?
Yeah.
Can I show you that real quick?
Yeah.
Come here real quick. Problem is now when you're pushing, you need to line that up faster.
Line it up faster. What do you mean?
Like quit trying to drag the handle now. You don't need to go like that. That's why the ball's going right.
Okay.
So if I drag the handle, so look, so this is the swing plane, if you want to call it, a vertical plane.
Yeah.
So if I'm coming down and I drag the handle too far forward, the handle gets high. Where's the face going?
To the right?
To the right. So your face is open to the path.
I see.
Right?
Got it.
But now that's forward, bam. See the left wrist is more like lined up. Left wrist is more here. So then the VSP isn't so high, and I'm not like that. It's here, and then it's going that way. Bingo. Grab your driver. So now you just drew those balls.
Yeah, okay.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Cool. That's different.
Yeah.
Low draw. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I feel like I have to feel, for me, like I'm turning enough that all my weight's on my left side of my right foot.
Okay.
I guess. Like this, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now it's just like that.
Yeah.
But
Well, now you're hitting it with your side bend and not rotation. So see, now your right hip looks better. Watch your right hip. See, now that angle is more on this angle. More with that angle. See how the foot's banked over?
yeah.
More, there you go. And then that straightens out.
Gotcha.
You're just gonna have to pattern that. Go ahead and go through what we discussed.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the top. So one is I gotta play this a little more toward the front for like my clubs generally, like my 8-iron, and then also just aim a little more left because I'm like that,
Yep.
not aligned. And then when I go to the top, right now we're not really focused around my hinge or anything, so I'll just do what I'm doing now, which is like this. Once I get to the top, I gotta make sure I'm like landed super left for me so that I could actually feel like I'm gonna bank this. And then once that's happening, then I dissociate with my arms, but the feel I have is this is kind of going out-ish, like that, which will like square the face. And then instead of holding this through, I'm basically releasing it. And once I'm here and banking, I get like push over there, and then kind of
More out to the right.
more out to the right so that this comes up and not like
Good.
to the left.
The last thing that we talked about is I want you to look at your right hip through impact.
That it's going down
That it's on a tilt.
this way.
Your right hip is lower than your left.
Okay.
That's an indicator down the line. So if you see your right hip high
Yeah.
and staying high in transition,
Yeah.
probably an indicator that your upper body's forward and your hips are staying back.
With our swing better dialed, now let's head over to the prestigious Hacienda Golf Club and visit James O.
Oh.
And then you can do this.
Don't do it. Don't do it to him. Don't do it. Oh, this spin.
Yeah.
Okay, so this place is insane. I don't know. I mean, if you guys have been to day oneers, we're always at these public courses. Whenever I get a lesson, it's always at these nasty, like insanely awesome private courses like this one. And dude, it's the greens, the fairway, everything just looks so consistent because they're all so well kept. So we're going to another hole to get some other shots. So let's get after it.
All right, so what kind of shot do we have here? What do you see? Tell me what you see.
I feel like I need to roll it.
I want you to describe this to me as if I can't see it. Okay, so I can't see. You need to describe to me what you see. Every detail.
Every detail?
Yeah.
The pins in the middle of the green.
Okay.
It looks like there's not too much slope,
Okay.
relatively. Maybe a little right to left.
Okay, okay, I
And
can picture
then-
that.
And then it seems like I just need to roll it out there for the shot.
Very good. Okay, now, important question. Where do you want the ball to end up? Long or short?
Short.
Short?
Short, yeah.
Remember, there's no right or wrong. I just need you to be, set on one or the other, or you're
Yeah.
going to make a big mistake.
Yeah, it seems like this is, if I leave it short, it'll be an uphill putt. Or am I being delusional?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
You said there's a little bit of slope, not a crazy amount,
Yeah.
right?
So, yep.
So it's not death if you hit it long, but you prefer a little short. That's what you want. Okay, so I want you to think about what you said to me and follow through on what you said you're going to do.
Okay.
Where you want the golf ball to go. Tell me about how fast that flew. Tell me about how high that flew. Did that ball fly too high? Did that ball fly too low, short, slow?
I think I needed a closer face, or like less open. And then the same swing with better contact, and I think I'll roll out more.
Very good. I like it. I like it. Describe that shot to me.
I got better contact, not the best.
Right.
A little more right than I wanted.
Right.
And so that could have been either aim or a miss hit, or maybe a combination of both.
Okay, so you see how this conversation's almost like a minute long?
Yes.
You've got to learn to start doing it in 2 seconds. But you got to go, what I'm doing is I'm teaching you a step-by-step process to think about your shot.
Yep.
And going, okay, when you get better at it, we need to make that faster.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Let's hit it again. That's so good.
Go in.
That's a great shot.
There we go.
All right, I want you to grab those golf balls. We're gonna change positions just a little bit. We're gonna go a little bit farther back. He's doing pretty good. Second lesson. He's really getting this whole pitching wedge thing, which is, I didn't think most golfers I work with, a little ironic. They don't work on the things that we talked about or want to work on because they're more casual golfers and they do what they want to do. The elite, the professional golfers, most of them, they really work on the things we talk about during lessons, but only the best in the world because I guess their career depends on it. Now you got to explain the shot to me. It's a little bit different.
Still middle of the green.
Okay.
But
look at it, it's quite different.
I don't know if this is an optical illusion. I feel like now it's going left to right, but maybe it's not. Just because I'm
But
on
that's
the
a
side.
micro.
Yeah, that's a micro.
The left to right, right to left, because if you're looking at the situation, right, and you're
Yes.
going, could this be an optical illusion? It could be left to right. That doesn't mean it's like this or like that, right? That's a micro. We're talking
That's a
about
micro.
macros. The questions I'm asking are very macro questions. What's the biggest difference between this shot and the last one we hit?
The position we're in is
Okay.
farther left.
Farther left, but we're farther from the edge.
Yes.
It's a much longer carry, even though we've only moved probably 4 feet, 3 feet.
Oh, okay.
But it just changes so dramatically. Like if you step back another, look how much this changes. And we literally took 2 steps back.
Yeah, I got it.
Right?
Yep.
It's such a different shot. That's why we're out here, is these subtle differences, actually huge difference in the shot. From a technical standpoint, I like your feet a little bit closer together. I want your feet in 11 and you can't stick another foot in there.
Like this.
Yep.
Okay.
If I can do this, that's too wide. Right. It's just at a point, so that's good there. And the closer you stand, like if you were to hit every shot on 1 foot, it's actually easier. It's hard to balance because you can't move so much laterally, forward, back and forth,
Oh,
left,
I see.
right.
And I sway a lot, relatively. So.
And when you're this way, the opportunity to move left and right is just so much higher.
Gotcha.
But once you can perfect yourself from here, then you could be a little bit wider.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good. Tell me about that.
Relatively, that's kind of the distance I wanted.
Okay.
Where I wanted to land, but
Do you like the height of the shot?
I think it was a little lower than I wanted.
Okay. So you have to make a choice here
Yeah.
of whether you're going to fly it to the green or not.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong again. It's just if you're going to land it short of the green like you did, it's got to be a little lower and drivier.
Okay.
If you're going to land it on the green, it's got to be a little bit higher.
I see.
But you
Oh,
can't
I
be
see.
can't be in no man's
between.
land. There's like this area where you can't be.
Okay, I got it. Gotcha. Okay, so then I probably want to keep it relatively in the same trajectory. I want to roll it out and
Okay.
be a little less.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
It's too much.
But is it? A little bit.
A little bit. Just
Yeah.
I knew I kind of give it a little.
A little extra.
Yeah, at the end, but
It's a little long,
yeah.
but that is going to take time to trust that that was actually correct. Because that felt like, whoa, hot to you, like really a little bit too strong.
A little bit. I feel like I made good contact. I just felt like at the end I just went like. Instead
Yeah,
of like,
little bit. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we have to count those in golf. You're going to do that in a tournament. You're going to do that while you're practicing. You're going to do that while you're playing. But poor result is unacceptable. You're going to get nervous. You're going to tighten up. But I still expect the ball to go in the vicinity of where you want it to go. Those 3 were really good.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We're going to go to a different hole.
If you were to play this, knowing this place,
Yeah.
would you hit it lower?
I'd land it low, right in
Yeah.
this area. So my window, may I see your club?
Yes, sir.
Would be from here to here. So I would hit a shot that would land in this area.
Yeah.
So if I don't really talk too much about where to land it, but if I were to,
Yeah.
this is how wide it would be.
I see.
Most people have this like real small area. Mine's very, very wide. I hit a trajectory, it can land anywhere and it'll be pretty close.
I see.
That's just how I think about it,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
In regards to trajectory,
Yep.
that last one or the previous ones where it's lower, which is your main preference?
I like the last one.
The last one a little higher.
Yeah, a little higher because I want the ball to stay away from this area. You can leave that club there. Where you want the ball to stay away from, in my opinion, is this area.
Yeah.
Our eyes, as a human being, we always gravitate towards something. If this was blank, this shot would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
But because of this line, if you notice, if you go play golf at Brookside, so many golfers land their ball in this area near the collar because that's where your eyes gravitate towards. I've trained myself to not look, avoid this area. I call it no man's land.
Yeah.
You don't want to land the ball in this area, ever. You want to either land it over there or over there,
Yeah.
in general. Very general rule of thumb. I'll get criticized for this. I can't wait for the comment. But anyways, I can take it. But this is because of the fringe, the collar, and it's just good training to just get your mind away from always gravitating towards the fringe.
Yeah. I feel like I get so unlucky all the time landing, and then it'll just hit the exact fringe. It'll just shoot out.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm lucky. but
You
maybe I
hit
just-
it there even when you're not trying.
Yeah.
Because subconsciously that's a target. Same type of shot, and this is actually for all shots. And one of the things that I've seen from our last lesson
Yeah.
is your left hand is weakened a lot. It's really turned a lot to the left.
Oh yeah. I think it's because I switched to an interlock,
Yeah.
and so it's been making it weaker. And so I'm trying to.
Why did you switch to an interlock, if you don't mind me asking?
I felt when I was going through some changes in my swing, this was kind of me kind of deciding that I felt a little more connected.
Okay.
And when it was overlap, it was kind of just going all over the place.
Okay.
And so
I think this is a good opportunity to talk about the grip. It's the one part of the swing, one part of golf that's not taught well, in my opinion, as a whole.
yeah.
And I think it's extremely important because it's your only connection to the golf club.
Yeah, I agree.
If you take your club
Yep.
with the club head up and you hold it with just your fingers
Like this.
and you don't wrap the whole thing, you see how if you look at my right hand right here, I'm barely hanging on.
This.
Like I don't have it wrapped around. It's just right in the tips.
Like this.
Right? Yep. And then over here, you can see on this side.
Like this.
Right. Good.
Okay.
And you almost want to go almost a little bit farther. Yes, like that. Where you're just curling.
Like this.
Ideally, that's how you want to hold a golf club. It shouldn't be so deep.
Like what else?
Yours is very wrapped, like it's very, your hands are really interlocked and you're wrapping the club but it's too much in your palms. And it's not enough in your fingers.
Like this.
That's where it needs to be.
I see. And this will give me a slightly stronger grip.
Stronger grip and a better connection with the club face
see.
control.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So, one of the best ways I've seen this taught is if you take your club with your right hand and you face the blade kind of towards you.
Yeah.
Hold it right about there. Good. And you stick it straight up in the air. And you take your left hand, and if you look at the camera and go, hey, stop. And then you hey, stop. Hold the club in with your fingers that way. You're much more in your fingers there.
Like
Does that make sense?
Versus what I was doing was kind of like this.
Yes.
So this.
So it's more of this angle in your left wrist. It's not that way. It's more
Like this.
yes, more that way.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's another checkpoint. Go ahead and set up to the golf ball. Brought a Sharpie. There's a bone right here on your wrist.
Oh, I see. Boom.
Okay. I'm just gonna put a dot there. Okay? Everyone's got one of those bones. I don't know what it's called. If I was a top 100 instructor, I'd have the technical name for it, but
Golf bone.
let's call it golf bone. If you're completely face on, that dot should be in the center or to my left, to your right of the center of the shaft.
Okay, so yeah.
It should be on this side of it. Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, I see. Like this.
Yes. So if you're right in this line here,
Yeah.
if you're looking right in this line from this angle, you get that perpendicular, that dot should be on this side of that shaft.
Gotcha.
So that is going to allow your wrist to hinge a little bit more appropriately.
Yeah, the hinging.
Up and
like that.
yes.
And then this is just a little wrapped like this.
Yes, just in the fingertips.
And
We're
then
going to start there. We're really worried about the right hand. Another thing is when you get the right hand, if you get the left hand correct,
Yeah.
one of the things you can do is you can set the club without moving the butt end of the club. If it's really weak, it's very difficult to.
Yeah. That's what I end up.
If
yeah.
you grip your left hand correctly on the club, watch the butt end of this club. I can get it to cock without moving the butt end. This end didn't move. Do that again. Yep, it should be just like that. You see how that's strong?
Yeah.
This is weak. You see how heavy that is?
Yeah.
That's much stronger. That's where it should be. That's where you should start. The interlocking should
It'd be kind of
like the correct way to. Your hands don't do this. I don't know of anyone in the Hall of Fame, anyone in the top. I can't speak for the top 50 in the world right now because I don't know. There's not enough swings to study. I don't think there's a single person in the Hall of Fame where these two parts of the interlock touch.
Okay.
They're much more like this. If I were to exaggerate, let's hit a few shots. But we're gonna hit this shot to the red. It's a longer shot, it's a bigger swing, but that's why I wanted to talk about the grip.
Yeah.
Because when you go from making this motion to something that requires a little bit of wrist,
Yep.
that grip's gonna really be telling.
Got it.
If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe let's go to a little more loft.
More left. Okay.
Yeah, let's go to a club with more loft. And what I want you to do is I want to see 3 balls go past the pin. I want it to go high and past the pin. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you right now, the ball must go past the pin. I'm gonna tell you right now, for some reason it's gonna be very, very difficult to get all 3 balls past the pin. It's incredible. Wasn't it good?
That was way easier with this grip. I feel like
Oh yeah.
when it was super weak, this is the problem I was having too. When I kind of changed this on my own, because it was so weak, I would have to bow. It started bowing too for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I got under that so much.
Okay. Watch the ball. Excellent shot. One of the things I want you to do today is when you go back
Yeah.
and you look at this angle,
Yeah.
I put that dot big enough so that you can see, and you see if it's on the right side of the shaft or not.
Gotcha.
Okay, grab those 3 balls. We're gonna do it one more time. He's doing good. That bigger swing is really exposing though. Once he gets that club past, I don't know, about hip waist high, and that needs to hinge up, if that hand's in the wrong position, it physically won't go up. He's gonna be shocked when he sees his face on video and sees that dot on this side of the club when it's supposed to be on this side of the club. So we'll see. We'll see how he reacts to it.
He's talking crap, isn't he? I'm just kidding.
No. I was talking about how even though you're exaggerating with your left hand,
Yeah.
it's not enough.
It's not enough
No.
for being this strong.
That dot is on this side of the club.
Oh, was it?
Yes. You think you start it there and it ends up over there.
Like over there?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. And here's another position. Go ahead and set up to the ball. Good. Look at the target. Look down at the ball. Take it halfway back and stop. Okay. Now take your right hand off the club. That would be much easier to get that club head up.
Oh.
Yes.
But so then it would kind of go like that.
Yeah.
instead of I go like this.
Correct.
And okay.
Correct.
Oh, too
Excellent.
much.
So solid, so pure, so spinny.
Oh, I pulled it. I feel like I got it in one like this. Short.
It's harder than it thinks because of the human element. If this was a robot, if we were robots, we just turn up the volume or just go up, hit the up button. It's not that simple. We have too many things that we're trying to control when we just need to let go and not control any of it and just do one, hitting it too hard. There's so much more feel.
Yeah.
When your left wrist is in this position. There's so much more feel. There's so little feel when you're there.
Yeah, 100%.
There's so much more feel. So around the greens, if you want to get better, it's got to be, and if you think about your right hand, a good way to think about your right hand is when you take the club back, that palm should just face me. It's not like this. It's not like this, it's not like that. It's facing me. Very comfortable position to get into. Extremely strong.
Like that.
It's a very strong position of control.
Like this, boom.
Yes. Oh,
That might go in.
My gosh.
Let's pass it.
Oh, well, let's count it. All right, we got 2 more. Let's do 2 more.
I feel like I'm just trying to get it so close to the pin rather than just over it, but.
It's so funny. We just talked about that. I just spoke on camera about why this is so difficult.
Yeah.
Good. Go.
Go.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
We're 2 for 2. We're 2 for 2. We got 1 more.
Easy money. Oh, I got under it.
Oh my God.
I got under it. Is it in?
Let's walk up. I'll walk up there with you. Let's go see where that is. I've got to see. I've got to see. This is ridiculous. No, you know the issue with it is it was such a good shot.
Okay, it is. It is past it.
Oh, it's past it. Let's go. Let's go.
That's crazy.
I think today.
Oh, it stopped before it though.
That was a good day. We got 3 balls past the pin. This is harder than it looks. And when you have all of these ideas, right? We've got so many ideas today. We're working on the stance, thinking about the stance a little bit, thinking about the grip, thinking about the backswing. But ultimately, I said, what's the one goal today on this shot?
Get past
the pin.
Yeah.
You start to, if you can stick to that idea, you start to get better results. Opposed to trying to do everything. It's like, no, don't try to do everything.
Yeah.
Just get the grip right and just full send.
Yeah.
It's so funny because you have the capacity to hit it twice as long. Your brain doesn't allow you to.
Yeah.
But now, when you stick to it and go, okay, I mean, I reminded you every shot past the pin, Jerome past the pin, right? And when you try to do it, even if you miss, this is how you want to miss.
Yeah.
And if you hit a good shot, just back there. Looks good, dude.
Dude, awesome.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was fun.
If that went in though, that would have broke the internet.
Getting our full swing and short game better is great, but fixing our injury that's been keeping me off the golf course is the most important. So with that, it's time to see Josh.
We're gonna see what's going on with Jerome here, and like you said, he's been playing 600 days of golf, which is more than tour professionals play, so go figure why he's broken right now. My concern is it's like a little nerve issue, right? If there's disc involvement and things start to travel down the leg where you're feeling kind of like a little bit of like pins and needles or like some sharp pain going down the leg, that's usually indicative of like a nerve compression issue in the back.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think it's IT band just from what you're saying right now. I think it's more related to back issues. Basically the nerve track line of like where your sciatic nerve runs down.
Oh, okay.
So it runs down the backside here and then it comes down through the backside of the fibular head and runs down the peroneal here. And then it splits off into 2 nerves going down the side of the leg here.
I see.
But all of that is typically from like L4, L5, L5S1 issues in the low back of that traveling signal, basically. So
Got it.
not great,
Not great.
not great, but we'll confirm that and see, and we'll just do some testing and see kind of like what brings it on, what turns it off, and things like that. So, and we'll check the nerve and see if it just needs to be glided maybe, and just if it's just kind of stuck in certain areas in the tissues. of where it travels through, and see if we can kind of like just unstick it basically, and see if we can free it up a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
Cool. All right, man. So I'm gonna have you lay face up there first.
How are you feeling?
Not the greatest. My
been-
body
He's
is
been a little beat up.
is
Yeah.
damaged. I think it's after day 656. So.
All right, so we're just using like a nerve flossing technique basically. So nerves are stretchy, they're kind of like rubber bands. All right, so they have 2 points of where they attach, right, onto the spine, obviously. And then they come down and attach down to the bottom of the foot here as well, right, to innervate muscle tissue, things like that. Okay, so we're basically trying to like fix one focal point there, and then we're stretching it. Yeah, so we're just kind of giving it a little tease back and forth there, see if we can kind of unstick it and let it glide through the tissues a little bit more efficiently.
This is crazy. That's wild that you know all that.
Schooling, bro.
I was like, I'm just gonna stretch today. I'll be good. Oh, like a couple of those.
It's never just a stretch.
I know. It's like I'll do a push-up. I think that'll be fine.
See, not IT band, brother.
Dude, I have no idea. WebMD told me otherwise.
No.
I'm just gonna tell you that you're dying. What
Dude.
the fuck are you-
Well, it is what it is.
WebMD's gonna say you have meningitis or something.
God,
Eating
yeah.
convict flesh, eating bacteria.
Yeah.
Eating down your nerve. No.
Oh
Not
man.
gonna be anything.
Yeah, I was gonna cut my leg off because WebMD was like, that's the best.
Dude,
solution.
that's hilarious. I can't tell you how many times when I used to work in physical therapy, like when I was in like outpatient ortho, people would bring their WebMD packets of different diagnoses they thought the thing was. There was a couple times I literally took their papers, I shredded it. I was like, don't listen to WebMD.
Oh.
The reason why stuff like this happens is it's going to be like an overuse condition.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, countless hours of playing golf and just not stretching enough, you know, things like that will over aggravate things. So. All right, dude. Nice. You got one leg that's slightly longer than the other. Do you know that?
I think someone told me that the other, like my doctor a long time ago.
Just check to make sure it's not could be a functional thing versus a structural thing. Let's see. Bring your feet together for me.
No wonder my aim point readings are off. Like, this is 2%.
Yeah, we're going to be bringing in a guy from Canada, I think, a putting coach. He's going to be teaching here. We're going to put a putt view system out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to bring in Quintech, like all the high-tech putting stuff.
Oh, is he sick?
He's good, man. Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
He was an ex-tour guy, actually, so. But,
Okay.
But if you want to work with him too, man, just give us some feedback. Might be good.
Yeah, no, I would, no, I'm 100% down.
Iliacus, dog. This is the other part of the hip flexor here. That feels good, huh? Don't cry.
Oh my god, this is the worst pain I've ever had in my life. This is worse than getting that tattoo for 10 hours.
Oh, 10 hours. I actually love my job so much. It's so fun. You get to beat people up for like the greater good, you know? Like you help them, but you get this out of them too, and it's an experience for me too. Well, you're almost even now, so it's starting to come back here. His hip flexor was a little tight, so it's going to kind of draw the pelvis more anterior.
Yeah.
All right, so it shortens, right? It shortens the muscle. It's going to draw that pelvis a little bit more into an anterior position. So when we loosen up the iliacus and psoas, it should start to kind of draw it back there. There's a little correction we can do here too. It's a little off still. It's like 1/8 of an inch now, though. It's a lot less.
Okay. Guys,
But-
I need to do this so that I could make my hinge profile 6 feet.
Dude, you needed to come in a long time ago, bro.
I know, man.
No, you left me 4 hours of work here. Yeah. Start kind of out.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. I'm blacking out right now.
Jerome got really quiet all of a sudden.
I was like, how did I get here? Oh my goodness.
Starting to sweat a little bit too.
Is like rolling it out the move? Like, what do you? What's like the move?
Honestly, rolling it probably wouldn't do too much for it. The lacrosse ball is okay, but it's gonna make it a little bit more sore.
Here? Yeah.
Honestly, it just needs some rest, dude. I know. Last thing you want to hear.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. I would do anything else.
Ibuprofen would help too.
Yeah, I took like 6 today.
All right, bro. Just let it relax here.
Well, like, okay, so what are the stretches I need to do?
Oh yeah, I'll show you. So there's.
We'll do it over there?
Yeah, we'll do them over there.
Okay,
but
cool.
this is a little low to do it, but there's like nerve flossing techniques that we can do, like self gliding techniques for the nerve.
Yeah.
And then there's some QL stuff I'll show you to do out there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but we need a gym setting. This one's okay.
I could
but-
feel one that's just like extremely that one. Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
And the
see
one above it.
the color difference in them, right?
That one
And this one's pretty bad too.
Yeah, that's.
All right, so yeah, so dark circles like that kind of indicate deoxygenated blood in the area, right? You kind of want to have like this fresher, more colorful look. That one's not good because it's kind of dead inside. But like that, the difference in color is pretty big, right? So kind of a deoxygenated blood section. So that's gonna be, and that's where he feels it the most, right? So kind of makes sense. It's
See how there's an empty banner placed?
Yeah, that's for Jerome right there. That's for when he's a scratch golfer. We're gonna put that up there.
Yeah, instead of like a trophy, it's just a YouTube thumbnail.
So this is that nerve stretch, right?
Yeah,
so we're gonna go. Okay, so we're gonna go hands behind the back.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I want you to let everything slump. Okay. Yep. Exactly. Okay, so low back slumps. Everything slumps down. You're gonna point the toe down and in with the ankle. Let the hip rotate internally. Yep. Okay, and now you're gonna pull up and out. So you're gonna rotate externally from the hip, and then toe and ankle are gonna come up and dorsiflex out. And you should feel that stretch down the side when you do that here again.
So like this.
So it goes down and in, yep, and then up and out. Yep.
Okay, I feel like here.
Yep, exactly.
And
yep.
then
Yep.
here.
Exactly.
For the golf swing, it's not like this.
No.
But it's not like this.
Correct.
What is the?
So more neutral spine, right?
What is
so
neutral spine again?
So neutral. So you can find neutral pretty easily. So watch, go into like an anterior tilt with your pelvis. Go max posterior. Okay, so tuck your tail and then go right in between those two.
Like this.
That's neutral. And it should feel almost like weightless in your back there. Up, yep, and then you're gonna lift the pelvis. Yep, and then you're gonna rotate, grab onto the leg with that hand. The left hand.
Left hand?
Yep. And then this right side is gonna stay here. Yep.
And then
keep this. I want you to keep this flexed actually.
Flexed
Bam.
like this.
There we go. So you should feel a little stretch kind of down through the low back there.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold that position. 1 minute, sir. Have you seen like cat-cow stretches before?
Yes.
All right. So basically, you're gonna start with the back completely arched. I want you to feel like you're pulling your hands into the ground towards you. Okay. So that's gonna pull everything into extension on that side. Okay. And now from here, I want you to start with the low back. So you're gonna start going into that posterior tilt. And then I'm going to slowly push my hands away from myself. Okay, and that's going to allow my back to get more into that flex position here now. Take it only to the point where you feel discomfort. Just before that point. Okay?
On this part.
On this part, exactly. Yep. Okay.
right.
And then same thing going the other way here now. So you're going to start from upper. So start to pull your hands back into the ground. Draw the chest out. And then working the low back into extension, right? So you should feel kind of tension into the ground here, right? Feel like this is going up into extension, and then we're gonna work the opposite direction now. So I'm gonna start to pull this pelvis up, good. Okay, segment by segment here. Up into flexion, push the hands out away. Now we should have this nice curve here, right? And then work the opposite from here now. So cervical into extension, thoracic into extension, lumbar into extension.
Oh, that's crazy. Doing it like segmented. You can
Yeah.
like feel
Right, it's tough, right?
each part of it.
Yeah, but that's what you got to learn how to do is like, it's not overall gross motor control. We want to have like fine motor control.
Yeah.
Right? If you get good at this stuff, man, that's when you can like really learn how to control the body in the swing too, right? Like everyone always focuses on like just moving back and forth, right? And they're like, all right, we're good. But like when you can like segmentally control each spine segment, then you have like maximum
control, yeah.
you have focusable control, right?
Good.
Cool, brother?
All right, guys, it's time to
Dial.
break 80. Let's see if we can do this.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Scratch to Scratch series. Progression on the injury has been good, and I'm hoping to get out on the course so I can provide to you guys more course vlogs very soon here. Anyways, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it helps me bring out all this content for all of you. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, and honestly, this channel is nothing without all of you. And if you'd like to see more, YouTube recommended to me that you would like this video right here on the screen. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Peace!